Hello, everybody. Good evening or good morning, whenever you're watching this. Corey here. We're going to go over the holdings for ULTY as there were no actual trades done today. But just a reminder, I'm not a licensed investment financial advisor. And all I'm doing is gathering information to inform you, and then you can make your own decisions and opinions from that information. Okay. YieldMax is very risky if you didn't already know that, and please make sure you understand the risks here before going into this. So we're going to go straight into the holdings tab here. So you can see yesterday ULTY closed at 14.86. Today we're up 5 cents to 14.91. 65.2 million net assets and outstanding shares have not changed at 4.3 million. If we get down in, so today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, so all of these in red, April 26th, they will expire tomorrow. So there's a possibility that some of these could expire worthless. They could, of course, today after hours, the market, besides Bitcoin, was green. So there's a possibility that the market could be green tomorrow, unless there's some economic data or whatever that comes out or something else. But right now, I'm just sort of expecting it to be green. So these could rise tomorrow. We will see. If YieldMax, thinks that they may, and it's happened before, they may decide to close some out just a little early and pay a little bit just in case. So we'll see what happens in the morning. If they think it's going to be a green day, they might come in the morning and close these out and pay a small fee to do so. If not, they may, and if they think they're good enough, they may just wait and try to let them expire worthless at the end of the day. Sorry if that's a repeat for anybody that already knows this. I just don't know how many new people that we have watching these. I guess I don't think too many for ULTY. I think the attention's more on YBit. It seems that we don't have that many views for the single stock video or the ULTY videos anymore. So I said it in the daily roundup. If you prefer for me just to go back and combine these together, versus separating them out or whatever, I don't know, just let me know, because I really don't want to do extra videos if nobody wants to watch them, because it does take many hours to do this stuff every day. So anyway, just let me know. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. We'll use this first one as our example because I always forget to do this. But if you're new to this, a reminder, for our synthetic here, we want the stop price to typically be above the synthetic price, and then we want we make sure I said that right, because I don't even know, it just came out of my mouth. We want the stop price to be above the synthetic strike price, and then we want the stop price to be below the short call strike price. So we want it to be normally in between those two numbers. In this case, it just so happens to work out. It won't work out for others because the synthetics are usually a month or two out, done a month or two out, and the stock could go down. And then if that's the case, then the short call strike prices will end up going down. But anyway, so we'll get started here with CleanSpark. We have a short call that expires tomorrow with a $20 strike, and we're currently underneath that strike price by 2%, which, as you can see, the stock price is $19.54, so that's only 46 cents. And I guess as long as Bitcoin doesn't go up tomorrow, I guess we'll be okay with this one. But if Bitcoin goes up, we're likely to go over that short call strike price. And then we look at our synthetic, we're actually above it by 12%, so we're looking good there. And if we move on to Coinbase, so again, another Bitcoin related stock, we have a short call that expires tomorrow, strike price 245, and we're currently 9% below that. It does look like Coinbase did go down just a little bit today, and we're currently underneath this synthetic by 7%. This expires in roughly 3 weeks. Yep, 3 weeks. The synthetic right now is only bringing the stock down 5 cents a share. Carvana here, we have a short call that expires Friday with a strike price of $75, and we are currently over that strike price by 7%. So did I say 7%? I must have been looking up at Coin. We're over it by 3%, which is $2.50. As you can see, the stock price did come up 3% today. Of course, then we have our synthetic positions there. We have a strike price of 65 and 80, and we're 19% above the 65 strike price and 3% below the $80 strike price. Overall, Carvana itself is bringing the stock price down maybe a cent. That's it. If we move on to in phase here, we have short call that expires Friday with a strike price of 121, and then in phase had earnings. I can't remember which day it was, but it had earnings this week, so that's why it is down. But the strike price is 121, and we're currently under that by 11%. Then we have our two synthetic positions there, 105 and 115. We're above the 105 by 3% and below the 115 by 6%, which is bringing the stock price down roughly 3 cents. GigaCloud Technology, the next three here, the short calls do not expire for another 3 weeks. So we have a short call here with a $40 strike price, and we're underneath that by 9%. And then the Intracellular Therapies short call strike price at $80, we're underneath that by 10%. And then the Janix short call, $50, we're underneath that by 6%. I know I sort of did a bunch right there. I'm sure y'all don't mind too much. But if we look at all three of those, they're actually looking good. They're all below the short call and they're above the synthetic, which is what we want to see. Now, if we look over the right-hand side, we can see that GigaCloud itself is bringing the stock price up roughly 8 cents. And that's because they're above that synthetic position so much there. Same thing with the Intracellular. They're above it quite a bit. It's bringing the stock price, ULTY stock price up 9 cents. And then for Janix there, it's not over it a lot, and our short call is out several weeks. So this is just bringing the stock price down 2 cents. But when we get closer to the short call expiration date there, and as long as we stay underneath it, that 6 cents starts to reduce. And let's move on to Lyft here. Now this short call expires tomorrow with a strike price. The short call has a strike price of $17.50. We're currently 8% below that strike price, with the stop price being at $16.07, and we came down 2% there. And then we have our synthetic position here. We're underneath by 5%, and it's just bringing the stock down 3 cents overall. Mind Medicine here, we have our short call at 10%. I forget these, that split messed that up. We have our short call, $10. We're under it by 15%, but it doesn't expire for 3 weeks, so that's why we have that negative 3 cents in the right-hand column. And then we have our synthetic positions in which we're over the $8 strike price by 7%, but we're under the $9 strike price by 5%. Of course, the majority of the contracts are sitting at that one strike price that's under by 5%. So that's why it has negative 3 over there. So overall, we're about bringing the stock price down 6 cents with Mind Medicine here. MicroStrategy, we have the short call that does expire on Friday. Tomorrow, sorry, I keep forgetting tomorrow's Friday. We have a strike price of $14.75, and we're currently at $12.40. So we're 16% below that strike price right now. And the stock did drop 2% today. Now, when we look at the synthetics that expire 3 weeks out, those straight prices, we're underneath those by 8 and 17%. So overall, MicroStrategy is bringing the stock price down 11 cents. NanoX Imaging here, looking pretty good. We have the short call with a $10 strike and under that by 11%, and we're above our synthetic strike price by 19%. So it's bringing the stock price up roughly $8, and NanoX Imaging did drop by 2% today. Then we have Root here with a short call at a $60 strike price. We are over that by 4%. The stock closed today, was up 4% and closed at 62.66. So we're currently above that strike price by $2.66 there. Then we have our synthetic positions, our $50 synthetic. We're above that by 25%. And then we have our $70 strike price, which we're under by 10%. So right now, we're actually bringing the stock down roughly 11 cents due to, mainly to that short call because it's still 3 weeks out, and then a little bit there for that synthetic that we're under. If we look at Sunrun here, we have a short call that expires tomorrow with the $11 strike price, and we're currently under that by 12% as the stock did drop 3% today, and our synthetic is underneath the $10 strike price, or our stop price is underneath the synthetic strike price by 3%. Overall, this only affects ULTY negative 2 cents. Then we have Seed looking good here, which I know this just recently went up, and I don't remember what the news was on this one, but I'd heard it. I feel like they had gotten a contract. I don't know. Anyway, they have a short call that expires tomorrow. Strike price is $62, and we are above that by 83 cents. However, it's only bringing the stop price down 2 cents. But by being up that much, it's great for a synthetic position because we have a $50 strike price there. So we're above that synthetic position by 26%, which is bringing the stop price up 18 cents. So overall, C is bringing the ULTY stop price up by 16 cents. If we look at SMCI here, we have a lot going on. We have our short call that expires tomorrow with a $7.75 strike price, but we are above that by 2% because the stock did come up 4% today. So we are above it roughly $12.40, which is bringing our ULTY stop price down by 2 cents. But then we have 3 synthetic positions here, a $700, $880, and $1,000 strike price, but we're underneath 2 of those strike prices significantly, and our biggest one is the one we have the most contracts at. So the $1,000 strike price, we're under that by 21%. We have 28 contracts sitting there, so that's bringing the overall stop price down 13 cents. Now, if we look at all that together, it looks like SMCI is bringing this one down at least 15.5 cents, because I remember on the daily roundup it said 16, so it was rounded up to 16 cents. But then we have Symbotic here with a short call that expires tomorrow with a strike price of $42.50. We are 7% below that as the stock did drop 2% today, and we're okay on the synthetic. Overall, this is actually bringing the stock price of ULTY up 3 cents. Transmedics here, short call, $95. We're underneath that by 6%. However, it doesn't expire for a few weeks, and our synthetic looks good as well. But because of that short call being out so far, it's bringing the overall stock prices just for the synthetic and the short calls negative 2 cents on the ULTY. And then we have Viking Therapeutics here. We have a short call that expires tomorrow with a $71 strike, and we're below that by 3%. And then we have our synthetic positions. We are above the $55 strike price by 25%, so that's great. But then we're above the $75 strike price by 8%. So overall, it looks like Viking Therapeutics is bringing the stop price down maybe 1 cent. Vertiv here, Vertiv Holdings, short call that expires tomorrow. Wow. $84 strike price. Well, the stock rose 7% today. So we are 8% above the strike price. So we're above that strike price by $6.35. You can see that's putting a negative effect on the share price by 5 cents, but it's good for the synthetic position because it's bringing the stock price up 11 cents. But at this point, it's looking like they're going to have to pay to close this one out tomorrow. So when they do that, they will also close out those synthetic positions there. And when they do that, of course, it's overall positive for ULTY because you see those sum together as 230,000 to the positive. That's the only one I think I recall. Last time I counted how many I thought they were going to have to pay out. I didn't catch it until this one because it was so far above it. We'll go back and look real quick. We have Wayfair here also with a short call that expires tomorrow with a $58 strike price, but we are below that by 12% as the stock did drop 4% today. We also have two synthetic positions, but we're 15% underneath the $60 strike price, which has the majority of our contracts, so it's bringing the stock price of ULTY down 8 cents a share there. And then if we look at Wolf Speed here, we have a short call that expires tomorrow, $27 strike price, and we're underneath that by 8%. And yeah, we're underneath our synthetic by 1%, but neither one of these even equal a whole cent there. So if we just look at what we have right now, we would probably have to close out pay to close out Vertiv Holdings, possibly SMCI here. And of course, if we close out that one, it's going to close out all of those synthetic positions as well, unless the stock price goes down tomorrow. So that's 2. And then we have C here. We're above that. So that's another one. So that's possibly 3. And I forget, the short calls are in different areas. And then Carvana here, that's another possible one. So it looks like we have it. If it was today, there would be 4 that we would have had to have paid to close out. So we'll see how this goes for us tomorrow. Of course, on this one right here, it's going to cost us some money to have to close that one out. And then there are 2 other ones because we'd already looked at the first one. See here. Yeah, this one we'd bring in quite a bit of money for that one because of that synthetic position there. And then SMCI was the other one. That's going to cost us, though, quite a bit to close out. So basically, yeah, if we have to close that one out tomorrow, C is going to cover that. Yeah, if we have to close out C and SMCI, they'll cancel each other out, basically. But anyway, yeah, that's all we're going to go over here today. And y'all let me know how it's going. I mean, do y'all still, I know I do have some of you, but I notice I don't have a lot of views anymore on any of these trades and holdings or even the daily videos. So I don't know if everybody just sort of got their fix and they have an idea of what's going on and they're done with them. I don't know. But anyway, those of you watching, I appreciate it, and hopefully you are getting something out of these videos, because that's why I do it, right, is to get the information out to you, to help y'all make some decisions on these. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later, and if you watch the single stock videos, I'll be working on those next. Thanks. Bye.